In the year 2077, after millennia of armed conflict, the destructive nature of man could sustain itself no longer. The world was plunged into an abyss of nuclear fire and radiation.
Hey there, Meergo here, and welcome to the third video in my Meergospective series for the Fallout franchise. If you haven't seen the previous videos in the series, I highly recommend you check them out first. This video is for Fallout 3. After Fallout 2, Black Isle started work on Fallout 3. It was never released because the company folded, but Bethesda bought the rights. After scrapping everything Black Isle had come up with and starting over, they released Oblivion with guns in 2008. While it had some serious glaring problems, I do believe that Bethesda did a good job with the setting, building upon themes from the first two games and adding their own personal flair. The result should be a case study on the duality of its quality. On one hand, the game itself kinda sucks. On the other hand, Fallout 3's framework is exquisite and is only improved upon with each future release. This time, the game is first person, it takes place outside of DC, and your dad is Liam Neeson. While the graphics are good, it looks like they just slapped a gray filter onto Oblivion, but with fewer interesting things to look at. Oblivion had forests, caves, mountains, Oblivion gates, cities, alien ruins. Fallout 3 has this. Just because the world ended 200 years ago doesn't mean it has to be so boring to look at. Even Fallout 1 had more color. I did stumble upon a planetarium though, and that was kinda neat, though I was rudely interrupted. I know it sounds like I hate the environments, but there are some cool places to visit, like a cave run by children.
You can come in, but you better not piss me off.
They also did a great job converting the vaults into 3D as they leaned hard into the whole Vault-Tec experimenting on the inhabitants thing.
Once dressed, please proceed down the stairs to the main floor so that you may enter your assigned Tranquility Lounger.
This is a trap. This is definitely a trap. Yep, let's climb on in. Trap, trap, trap. For every cool settlement like Megaton and Rivet City, there's an awful enclave base and far too many subways. I guess post-apocalyptic DC wasn't designed to be walkable because you're forced to suffer through the same copy and paste subways multiple times. If it weren't for the fast travel, I would easily have given up halfway through. You do get to go up the Washington Monument though, so you can gaze upon the majestic... blah. Never mind, let's just go back down. On a more positive note, the game is fully voiced. This adds a lot since reading is for nerds. The voice acting is done well.
God, he really is a butthead.
And did I mention that Liam Neeson is your dad?
Was a Liam Neeson's in it? Liam Neeson is my...
Other than that, the sound effects are fine. You know, the weapons are weapony and the creatures are growly. The gameplay does have a lot going for it. There are plenty of quests, some interesting locations, tons of NPCs, item collecting, player housing, and companions. Everything you would hope for in an RPG. For character customization, it sticks with the special system from Fallout 1 and 2, which it faithfully incorporates into Gunblivion. The lockpicking system from Oblivion is back using a screwdriver instead of a knife. There's also a hacking system using the science skill. You don't need to hack or lockpick anything to beat the game though, so that's cool. Unfortunately, it also has a lot going against it. The first-person shootiness is awful, and what is here is super wonky. Accuracy is controlled by your weapon skills, and you can be
dead on balls accurate
with your crosshair, but your laser beams will shoot everywhere except where you're aiming. There's also whatever this is. This sort of makes sense for Fallout 1 and 2, but for a first-person shooter, no. There's also a lot of basic things missing. There's no aiming down sights, no sprinting, no grenade button, no gun bashing, quick melee, or mighty foot. A lot of these omissions can be fixed with mods. I even played with a mod that adds sprinting, but it not being present on release is a little ridiculous. The devs must have realized that the gunplay sucks though, because you can completely ignore it by using VATS. I get that it's an RPG first, but come on. On that note, being RPG-ish, there is a tendency for some enemies to be bullet spongy. Once I accounted for the projectile trajectory of the Fat Man, that behemoth took far too many nukes to kill. Fallout 3 does have a lot of charm though, like this lady.
Try not to die.
Or this guy.
Yeah?
The creatures that you encounter will include some from the classic Fallouts, like the ants and centaurs, who now vomit poop at you. There are also new ones like the Mirelurk, but it kind of looks like a dude in a crab suit. Thankfully, dog meat will join you on your travels. Dog meat, what did you do? There are other companions too, my favorite being the super mutant fox.
My friend, I see I found you at last.
And I think his dialogue is the funnest part of the game.
Imagine the evil that can be eliminated with such tools.
However, my favorite NPC in all of gaming makes his debut, Liberty Prime. A caricature of 1950s McCarthyism, he is simultaneously badass as well as hilarious.
Freedom is the sovereign right of every American.
Fallout 3 starts with your mother dying in childbirth. Am I being born? Ugh. You are raised by Liam Neeson inside Vault 101 outside of Washington, D.C.
It's a boy. A boy. We've got a son, Catherine. A beautiful, healthy baby boy.
Continuing the tradition from Fallout 2, the tutorial is long and terrible. In 2277, when you are 19, some stuff goes down, Liam Neeson unexpectedly leaves the vault, and you set out on a quest to find him.
I don't know how, but he's gone, and my father, he's kind of gone crazy.
You travel the capital wasteland as a vault dweller, which is kind of like a reverse country bumpkin, since you don't know anything about the outside world.
We just need this water. Get easy.
You're not taking our water.
Get out of
Everything you've come to expect in a Fallout game is present. The Brotherhood of Steel, raiders, super mutants, ghouls, rad scorpions, etc. As you search for Liam Neeson, you come to find out that his whole purpose for leaving was to restart Project Purity.
Project Purity, our work, all of it. We've moved on, even if your father hasn't.
Its goal is to purify all the water in the capital wasteland of radiation so nobody has to fear growing a vestigial mutated limb just by quenching their thirst. This is my first issue with the story. I guess it's supposed to seem like a very righteous cause, and Liam Neeson guilts you into helping by telling you how it was your late mother's dream, but it just feels lame. There are plenty of people living in various settlements just fine with irradiated water, so it doesn't seem that important. Eventually, the Enclave shows up, and Liam Neeson kills himself for no reason.
Run!
This sparks my second issue with the story. The Enclave's whole purpose is to take over Project Purity themselves so they can control the water. But if people are living fine without it, then what's the point? Regardless what I think, the NPCs in the game are all about the water, so you team up with the Brotherhood of Steel to stop the Enclave and complete the project, saving everyone in DC.
If the Enclave has the Gek, there's nothing stopping them from starting the Purifier. They'll figure out the code eventually.
I'm afraid you're right. We need to act now while we can.
When trying to come up with a rating for Fallout 3, I looked to the experience I had with the ending. Here's the scene. You just watched Liberty Prime kill every Enclave member in DC. You mowed down the guy responsible for Liam Neeson's death, and now you have to start Project Purity or everything blows up for some reason.
One of us is going to have to go in there and turn the damn thing on.
Okay, screw it. I'll be the hero everyone deserves.
If the radiation is bad enough, you won't have much time. I won't forget what you've done here. No one will. Thank you.
Wait a minute. What's the code? What the hell are you doing here?
I suppose this is goodbye.
Seriously, how was I supposed to know that was the code? Alright, one more time.
Farewell, friend.
What follows is basically a summary of the post-game. You were either good or bad, blew up Megaton or not, etc. What came next for me was nothing. The screen faded back into the game and everyone acted like this was normal. I just saved everyone on a suicide mission to press a button, and she acts like nothing happened.
What aid can I offer you, outsider?
I even went back to the Citadel and talked to Elder Lyons, and he just says, "What's up?"
Hail to you, son of James. Of course.
I looked it up after, and apparently you're supposed to wake up in the Citadel and then start the quest line for Broken Steel. Nah, I'm good. At this point, I just can't be bothered anymore. That's the whole problem with Fallout 3. The game has a great foundation and did wonderful things with the setting.
Allow me to introduce myself. I am Wadsworth, your personal robotic butler.
But everything else just falls short. Following the main quest line, you literally go from point A to B to C all the way to the end. You are rarely compelled to explore anything in the boring landscape. Fallout 4 did a much better job of intertwining the game world with the main quest line, but that's for another video. That's why I'm giving Fallout 3 a 5 out of 10. If you really love Bethesda games and you've played all of them except this one, go ahead. However, this is easily the weakest Fallout game so far. If you like this video and you want to support the channel, please like and subscribe. Leave a comment below if you have any interesting Fallout 3 stories or if you have any suggestions for games we should cover next. Thanks so much for watching, and we'll see you in the next one. Where's 3 Dog? Oh my god, I'll give you some privacy. Perfect.